it's me again. This is part 2 of the May TBR want to read. Yeah, like I said, it's just that kind of day. If I read less books, this would be less of a problem, but here we are. The next book that I want to read is Crazy Stupid Bromance. This is the 3rd book in the Bromance book club series. I think I have a problem because I finished the first book earlier this month, which was the Bromance book club. I finished the 2nd book in March, which was Undercover Bromance, and now I want to read this one. They're so good. They're so cute. I like that it's accurate. In the last book, like, the arguments between the main characters, which were husband and wife, were so accurate. I was like, I've literally had these same arguments with my husband. Like, where are the towels, babe? Like, where they've always been. We've lived here for 2 years. Literally, that was a thing in the book, and I was like, we've said this to each other. This is funny. So this one is about Alexis Carlisle. She's, if you read the other books, Alexis is the one that owns the cat cafe. She and Toe Beans have a shot at fame after she came forward as a victim of the celebrity chef's sexual harassment. So they mentioned that in book 2. When a new customer approaches to confide in her, the last thing Alexis expects is for the woman to claim they're sisters. Unsure what to do, Alexis turns to the only man she trusts, her best friend Noah Logan. Computer genius Noah left his rebellious teenage hacker past behind to become a computer security expert. Now he only uses his old skills for the right cause, but Noah's got a secret. He's madly in love with Alexis. Of course he is. And when she asks for his help, he wonders if the timing will ever be right to confess his crush. Noah's pals in the Bromance book club are more than willing to share their beloved manuals, that's what they call the romance novels, to help him go from bud to boyfriend, and he must decide if telling the truth is worth risking the best friendship he's ever had. So this sounds so cute, and I can't wait to read it. Back to murder. This is Where the Crawdads Sing. This one is, I would qualify it as, like, it's definitely a murder mystery set in North Carolina, but it's also kind of historical fiction because it's set in 1952 and, like, the 1960s. So, like, it's a non-linear timeline in which the main character, excuse me, I'm gassy, Kaya, is like a small child in 1952, and basically she is a victim of neglect, like really bad neglect. Like, pretty much her whole family leaves her except for her dad, but he, like, still disappears for, like, several days at a time. So she's, like, left to her own devices and has to figure out how to survive. Like, she's only, like, 6. And she's already, like, figured out how to cook some simple things, like, purely just by trial and error. Like, she had to figure out how to cook grits on her own. Just from, like, memory of watching her mom do it. And so it flips back and forth between 1952 and 1969. And in 1969, a body is discovered at the base of the town's old fire tower. But the catch is there are no footprints, there are no fingerprints. No one can figure out who did it or why. This guy is just, like, found at the bottom of the fire tower, and everyone's like, oh, but he was the town good old boy, like, we're gonna miss him so much. And, like, a couple people were like, well, but he did have, like, kind of a shady history with women, you know, like, it was kind of sketchy. And everyone's like, no, but he was the good old boy. And a couple people are like, not really. But this guy, I think his name was Chase, he always picked on Kaya, and, like, you see that at the very beginning of the book, like, he's picking on her. And so my theory is that she did it, especially since her older brother, like the one that was like next closest to her, before he left too, he said, if people come looking for you, remember how I taught you to hide your footprints. And I'm like, did she do it? I think she had a good reason, because like he was picking on her, and like by 1969 she would have been, did the math, 23, so she's probably like pretty good looking at this point, and like kind of wild too. So if he tried something and she wasn't into it, like, motive. And she had every right to do that. So I think it was her. If not, maybe that brother like came back and saved her. I don't know, but that's my theory. I don't know if it's correct. So if you haven't read this, don't assume that I'm correct, but that's my theory. I can't wait to finish it and see like what happened. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's in like the creepy like southern aspect, and like just the dark creepy books have been my jam lately. I don't know why. They just are. Maybe it's the weather, because it's spring in Indiana. Like, it's just always rainy and thundery, and it makes me want to read dark creepy books. So I don't know. Next book, I've been reading this one for a couple months now, but I put it on hold because I had a bunch of library books and like school books to finish, and actual like school to finish. This is The Invisible Life of Addie Larue. I don't know where the Just Jacket is. I think it's on my book cart, but I didn't grab it. But yeah, I want to read this. I know I'm way behind the 8 ball on it, but I don't care. I want to read it, and I want to talk about it with you. So this is, if you're not aware, basically Addie sells her soul to a devil or like an evil spirit, and in order to live forever, because she doesn't want to die. Like, she feels like she has like not enough time to do everything that she wants to do. So basically she makes a deal with the devil, and he says, okay. But of course there's always a catch. There's always a price to pay. So the catch is that no one remembers her. No one will remember her name. No one will remember her face or anything that she does. Like, basically you meet this girl, you turn around and you look back and you don't know who she is. Like, literally that quickly. And like, she can't even say her name. Like, she can get out like things that are close. Like, her name is Adeline, so she can say her name is Addison, but that's it. Or like, and sometimes she can get out Addie, but like usually not. Like, Addison is pretty close, or like I think she said Madison once, because that was like close enough, or like Madeline. I think my husband's home. Dog's about to bark. Fair warning. So yeah. So it is also non-linear, so like it's always flipping back and forth between like before she made the deal to when she made the deal, and like all of like the time that she's had after that, and like all the different places that she's lived and everything that she's done. Obviously she's gotten really good at hiding and like stealing, and like living in places that either no one is living anymore, or like they're on vacation so they won't care, that kind of thing. And it's all like going okay, but she's like pretty lonely. So she's really surprised one day when someone actually remembers her, and she's just like, what? And so there are a lot of theories about that. I don't know what ones are correct yet, but like some of the theories, I was supposed to be reading this for a read along. So some of the theories were that the guy, because it's a guy, the guy is actually the thing that she made the deal with, and that's why he remembers, because he always like uses the same face, like the face that she always drew. My husband's home. So he always uses the face that she always like drew and fantasized about when he comes to her. And so this guy that happens to remember her looks a lot like that guy, like uncanny. So there are a lot of theories that it's actually like that devil thing, that spirit that like she made the deal with, and he's just playing a trick on her, or like maybe he's a vampire. I don't know. I don't think he's a vampire, but like that's one of the theories. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think it's more along the lines of maybe he's the thing that she made the deal with or something. Or she just, the part of the deal was that she could live as long as she wanted until she didn't want to. So maybe she's to the point, and she hasn't realized it, but maybe she's to the point where she doesn't want to live anymore. So that's why he remembers her, but like nobody else does. So I don't know, but I can't wait to finish it. It's probably gonna go on vacation with me so that I can actually finish it. But yeah, that concludes part 2 of the May TBR. So I will see you again. Excuse Al, he's so excited, but I'll see you again. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe. That would be really great. See you soon. Bye.